Hey everybody, it's Chris, and I wanted to talk through one of the other common problems we're seeing folks have in the Baemoji class when you get to actually setting up your eyes in your Baemoji class. And so the problem is we want to initialize our left eye and right eye instance variables similarly to how we initialize our other instance variables. So we go and we say something like left eye equals new eye. We save our file and Eclipse tells us we've got an error. Well, that's weird. This looks exactly like how we were doing the other things, how we initialized our mouth and nose. But if we hover over that error and we leave our mouse there for a second, we see that Eclipse tells us the constructor eye is undefined. So we open up eye and we think, well, no, our constructor's right here, Java. Why are you yelling at us? What's your problem? So we compare this to the nose constructor. And we start to see that, oh, there is something a little bit different happening here. Nose doesn't have any parameters as a part of its constructor, but eye does. And as a part of the requirements for this project, you can't change this constructor. And so we're saying that because the eye class, its constructor has a parameter. Remember, a parameter is just the extra pieces of information we need to pass to a constructor in order to create a new instance of an object. We must give the eye constructor some color, blue, gray, black, brown, pink, when we go to construct it. And we're not doing that here. We're not passing any arguments when we go to construct this eye. So in order to construct a new eye, we need to give a color of some sort. I'm not going to actually do that for you here. I'll leave that as an exercise for you. But what you'll probably wind up doing is creating a local variable within your Baemoji constructor that is of type color, giving that local variable a name, setting up its properties, and then you're going to pass it as an argument to your eye constructor. And from there what happens is your argument becomes this color parameter, and as we're moving through our constructor, we see that we take the value that you give us as a color. So this could be blue, and we assign that to our instance variable named color. And the significance of assigning this parameter to our instance variable named color is we can now access that value in that variable from other methods within the eye class. We've initialized it. And so when our code goes and asks your drawings for its shapes in the getShapes method, you can now use the color instance variable, which refers to a color, in order to use that color as part of your drawing. So when we construct a new eye and we tell you that we want some color in your eye to be blue, you can use that color within getShapes by referencing the instance variable. And at least one of your shapes has to have a fill or a stroke that uses the color instance variable. And this is specified in the comments here as well as the instructions on the site. So be very careful with this because you have to use this color instance variable within your getShapes method in order to get full credit. And the motivation for this, the reason why, the English behind this, is so that we can write you're going to write a single eye class. And you're going to construct two eyes in Baemoji. And you could actually give those eyes different colors simply by passing different colors as arguments to their constructor. We didn't have to write two classes for this. We didn't have to write complex code to make this happen. We just had to set up and construct our eye using two different colors. And we can still use the exact same code of the eye class in order to do so. And this is an example of how we can use an instance variable as a property of our class. And so we can say eye now has a color property, and we can set the color property during construction. If you do this, you should be off and running with this problem as you're working on your Baemoji. Keep crushing it.